Once upon a time, in a land far beyond the hills and rivers, there was a beautiful kingdom ruled by a kind and wise king. He had one child, a princess named Elara. She was not only known for her beauty, with hair as golden as the morning sun and eyes as blue as the deepest ocean, but also for her gentle heart and wisdom that surpassed many who were twice her age. The people loved her deeply, for she often visited the villages, helped the poor, and treated all with kindness. Elara had one quality that set her apart, her ability to see beyond appearances. She often spoke with the animals of the forests and fields, listened to the wind, and was said to understand the language of the trees. Yet, despite all this, Elara remained humble, always seeking to learn more about the world and herself. As time went on, the king grew older, and his advisors pressed him to find a suitor for Princess Elara. Many princes from distant lands came to woo her, each more handsome and wealthier than the last. But Elara was not swayed by riches or charm. She believed that a ruler should have more than just power. They must have a heart capable of kindness and a spirit guided by wisdom. One day, the king grew gravely ill. His strength diminished, and the kingdom began to fall into uncertainty. The people feared that without a ruler, they would be left defenseless against rival kingdoms. The king, on his sickbed, called Elara to his side. "My daughter," he said in a voice weak but filled with love, "the time has come for you to rule, but the law states that no woman can ascend the throne without a king by her side. You must choose a suitor before I pass, or the kingdom will fall into chaos." Elara, though heartbroken at the thought of her father's imminent passing, knew that she must fulfill her duty, but she was unwilling to marry someone unworthy, someone who did not share her vision for the kingdom. So she devised a plan. She announced that she would marry the man who could complete 3 tasks, each a test not of strength or wealth, but of character. The first task was simple yet profound. The suitors were told to walk through the poorest village in the kingdom and return to the castle. Many princes scoffed at the simplicity of the task and rode through the village on their finest horses, barely noticing the people. Others tried to impress by tossing gold coins to the villagers, but one young man, a humble farmer's son named Kalin, walked through the village on foot. He stopped to speak with the villagers, learning their names and stories. He helped an old woman carry her firewood and played with the children, not caring about his appearance or the wealth he lacked. When he returned to the castle, Elara smiled, for she had watched him from afar and saw the kindness in his heart. The second task was to solve a riddle. What is the most precious thing a ruler can give their people? Many of the princes answered, gold, power, or victory in battle. But Kalin, after much thought, answered, time and understanding. Elara nodded in approval, for she knew that a good ruler must listen to their people and spend time caring for their needs, rather than focusing solely on power or riches. The final task was the most difficult. The suitors were led into a deep forest at dusk and told to find their way back before sunrise. The forest was enchanted, filled with illusions and traps that tested a person's resolve and integrity. Many suitors became lost or gave in to fear. Some tried to use trickery to find their way, following false lights or deceptive voices. But Kalin, though tempted by the same illusions, trusted his instincts and the wisdom Elara had taught him. He listened not to the voices that tried to lead him astray, but to the whispers of the trees and the wind. He followed the sounds of the forest creatures and the gentle flow of the river. And as the first light of dawn broke, Kalin emerged from the forest, weary but triumphant. When he stood before Elara, she knew her choice was made. Kalin had proven himself not by his wealth or his title, but by his heart, his wisdom, and his humility. Ilara chose him to be her king, not as a ruler over her, but as an equal partner in leading the kingdom with kindness and justice. Together they ruled the kingdom with grace, bringing peace and prosperity to their people. Under their reign, the kingdom flourished, not because of riches or power, but because they ruled with compassion and wisdom. And so the story of Princess Ilara and King Kalan became a legend, passed down through the ages as a reminder that true leadership is not about crowns or thrones, but about the heart and soul of those who lead.